When Will and Alex asked me to officiate, I had significant reservations. Fun fact, just this morning I woke from a nightmare that I entirely missed this wedding. At the end of the day, I couldn't but honor their wishes for this meaningful time. So, please bear with me. If I forget something, just shout it out. And if I break down, give me a minute. I'll be fine. Also, if you like what you hear, I'm available most weekends. And I'd just like to say one thing to the bride and groom. Remember, whatever happens next, you guys asked for this. We will start with a poem that Will selected, William Yeats' The Young Man's Song. I whispered, I am too young, and then, I am old enough. Wherefore I threw a penny to find out if I might love. Go and love, young man, if the lady be young and fair. Ah, penny, brown penny, I am looped in the loops of her hair. Oh, love is the crooked thing. There's nobody wise enough to find out all that is in it. For he would be thinking of love till the stars had run away and the shadows eaten the moon. Ah, penny, brown penny, one cannot begin it too soon. I spent some time preparing some remarks for this moment, but then Will told me there was this one thing I couldn't do. Next, I turned to ChatGPT and I asked for Alex a service that was heartfelt, and for Will one that was entirely composed of quotes from texts from magic cards. It didn't go very well, so I guess I'm on my own. But enough of the jokes. I don't think these two would have asked me here if they didn't want this celebration to be lighthearted. But I must be careful, because although we should all be here with the utmost joy in our hearts, we are also here to solemnize the commitment these two are making. There's nothing in the spirit of this occasion to make light of. But all that did make me reflect on the contrast between the technological wonders we live with that have shaped our lives today. You know, we seem like we're waiting for the machines that could step in, and at least I am, waiting for the machines to step in and speak here as clearly and probably more eloquently than I. But instead, we find ourselves here, outside, with nature itself seeming to bless this union with this beautiful day. We find ourselves without our technological crutches, and we find ourselves here to commemorate the most timeless and most human of all things. The love between and the commitment of two to one another. It is irrational, it is illogical, it does not compute. But on the other hand, it is the most true and real and natural and above all human thing. For nothing we could devise will ever do other than give us a pale reflection of this moment. It will always be reserved to us alone, all the things that make a marriage. To hope, to dream, to strive, to honor, to help, to sacrifice, and to commit, and above all, to love. And that is what we celebrate here today, a fundamental human connection, as embodied in its most recent iteration, the love and commitment of Alex and Will. And so we join these two in this celebration, not just to celebrate for them, but because their love and commitment reminds us and renews in us and allows us to celebrate our own community, our own commitments, and our own loves. So thank you, Alex and Will, for bringing us here today in celebration to remind and renew ourselves, too, with the timelessness of this moment. Alex suggested that one of the things to talk about here was when I was convinced of their commitment to one another. Will and Alex, so a funny story. Will and Alex met here at the university. I think it was a shared interest in singing together that brought them together as much as anything. The first time I met Alex, Will was bringing her over for dinner. I had recently returned from a long trip where I had been working and living in the open and really in the wilderness. And to be honest, I'd gone a little native. Alex and Will turned up for dinner to find me in the backyard with an open fire, cooking a goat.
Wow.
It was a bit of a test. But of all the things that they have been through, I guess there wasn't a moment more convincing to me that she was committed to Will than that evening. As for Will can be inscrutable with his feelings. I have no idea where he got that from. But the time these two have been together has been one, I think, of a really extraordinary challenge for a young couple. Together they have navigated the challenges of their time at the university, a long-distance relationship, struggles with health, really devastating disappointments in some opportunities, the disruption of a global pandemic, and not least of all, living together in the Region apartments. I myself have despaired at the unfairness of the challenges that these two have come up against. But Will is still here. And if you ask me what most shows his love and commitment, it is most of all his steadfastness through all this. Not to minimize yours. You've been there. I wanted to relate to you something I witnessed the last time the three of us were together. One of these two had been a bit of a knucklehead. I'm not naming names. But then I got to witness what I thought was an impressive example of relationship management. More than forgiveness, more than reconciliation, but also of healing. And I think because of all they have already been through, it demonstrated an essential resiliency. Alex and Will, you know what I'm talking about. Both of you, keep that example in your minds and in your hearts whenever you struggle, and you will be fine. I have faith that you know how to do this because I have seen you do it. And I'm sure that many of us here who know them have seen the same in them. You both have an innate wisdom. Take what you already know and build on it at every opportunity. And that is all the advice I'm going to give you, at least for now. Alex and Will now exchange their vows.